Good morning and welcome in. Before we get into this morning's update, I'd like to go over a quick overview of what is transpiring in the market. I'll do about a 10-minute update and then I have to get my son to school. Right now we can see XRP is down 1.15%. We've got Bitcoin retracing about $1,300, almost $1,400 to 104,818. We talked yesterday about Ethereum reversing back down. Still holding what looks like could be an inverse head and shoulders setup, but we definitely need to pay attention if we were to lose 3,817 area, because if that comes down, we could still keep this pattern intact, but that could open up the door to a drop down to the 200-day and the 4-hourly at 3,610. And that's going to be a major area of concern as we go through the day watching Ethereum. I'm not going to talk any more about Ethereum, but I want to stay on XRP. But that's just an optic that we're going to have to watch. XRP failed to hold its first layer at $2.71. It did not hold the wick support at $2.58, but it did come down and hold that $2.48 area, which is the shorter pattern breakout, and that's the back test of the consolidation. And as long as XRP holds that area at $2.48, $2.49, that is very bullish on a consolidation, and we still have a target to finish out at $3.04. If it falls below this area of concern, then we have to come back down, likely to the uptrend at 234. And if that breaks down a back test of the descending wedge, can still stay bullish, but that's all the way down at $2.16. So that's something to definitely be watching out for this morning. We'll take a little bit closer look at the XRP technical analysis, and we'll also take a look at XDC's technical analysis, as XDC's been listed on Hotcoin. So that's on Hotcoin, so you can get exposure there. That's where I have it now. Still continuing to do what I need to do, but we'll take a look at the chart on XDC just to see what it looks like now that we have a way to get exposure outside of Uphold. It went on and listed at about 3 a.m., 3 or 4 a.m. on Hotcoin over the early a.m., so that's definitely an option there as well. So let me do the intro, and then we'll get into the analysis. Good morning, 8:02 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, December 18th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So XRP, as we can see, is at $2.53 this morning. We had if we go into the other chart instead of just a descending wedge, you can look at it kind of in whole scale. You could say it's a descending wedge on at least a short-term breakout. But if you further emphasize this pattern, that's how you get the back test. Right now you can see where it's set up to, and we can actually see how it's actually in a really important area. We've got the uptrend here that just underneath is right around $2.44. So that's one way of looking at it, but I feel like it illuminates it a little bit better, just showing the breakout section, how we've had that resistance structure on the wicks. We've had that resistance structure on the candle bodies as well. So now if it's going to break out, it needs to hold this level of support. The fact it came down all the way to here last night, we can re-emphasize or re-visualize where we're talking about. That's right at $2.99. I'm going to get rid of that. And then the 271 is the intermediary. It's got to get past that because that was the first target out of this descending wedge. And we got rejected by it, which is not abnormal. And we back tested the consolidation on the breakout, which is not abnormal either, or abnormal. So that's what we're looking at. I know it's a weird way to look at it, but we technically broke out of that descending consolidation, and now we formed this consolidation. This is our, hey, if we're bullish, we're going to hold this back test, and we're going to start to roll out of here pretty quickly and efficiently and push ourselves up towards $2.99, just in the updated terms. But technically, with this dragon pattern, this thing still needs to surge up near $3.50 roughly if it plays bullish, and then much higher if it plays out. So we're kind of stuck in a holding pattern right now. We're stuck between, is this bullish, or do we put in some kind of topping reversal, or is this just a consolidation down to the uptrend at 244? Like, there's so much stuff and so many optics here right now that it's going to take a lot more than just 10 minutes, which is all I have this morning, which I am really running out of time this morning. It's going to take a lot more than that to get into the heat signature maps, the heat liquidity map for Bitcoin, to get into the long versus short ratios for XRP, which we'll get into tonight if you're at the live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look very much forward to that, as we are consolidating pretty heavily today. Like I said, XRP's down 20 cents from yesterday. Only 4 cents from the flip of the clock, but it definitely had a reversal before we flipped the clock last night. And while I'm still have everybody's attention, let's go over XDC real quick. Down 1.64% at 7.93 cents. The only saving grace here is that it got listed on Hotcoin not at 10.8 cents, but now that it's down, right now 27% from the top. If I was a betting man, I would say the 2-hour or the 4-hourly 200-day is definitely somewhere to look. So that's an area of concern. That is, I might not even get all the way down there if it could hold this consolidation, but there's not a lot of strength right now. The whole market, it's not that it's bearish, but it's in a consolidatory day right now. So these are the tough days. When it's a consolidation day, they're very tough. Because is it creating something like this, or is it going to come down next layer and have a deeper scale here? That's what I don't know. Because it's either setting up something like that, or it's going to have much more of a motive here. And we could come down a little bit farther. But that's what it kind of sets up as. But we do know we have a nice distinct uptrend right here, which actually gives you a little bit of comfort to know that you probably will come down to that uptrend if it doesn't hold this pattern. But that uptrend gets you right at that 6.8 cents that we talked about. That'll probably be the most ideal area if it's going to hold this uptrend. If not, it's going to come back down into the typical up, like the more profound uptrend. And it might have to come all the way farther down. Like we started the breakout right here. So, I mean, if it breaks down, you can certainly see, you know, a narrative where it could come all the way down to 5 cents. It just all depends on what the market does here. If the market continues up, XDC's in a nice consolidatory phase. It's just that finished that cup, but it's putting in the handle. This looks still pretty bullish here because the technical target out of XDC was up at 12.6 cents, a maximum of 15. And after hitting 10.7, 10.8, you can see how we've consolidated back down. So we've got one of three things. It's either going to hold this uptrend, come down to 6.8, or reestablish on the official uptrend at 4.3 cents. We'll get in much deeper on XDC later tonight as well. But that's definitely something to watch. And then XLM, we'll just do an XRP, XLM, XDC update. Similar style uptrend for XDC and XLM. Similar kind of consolidation. And now, like, if this breaks out, you're talking about coming way down here now for XLM. Still a huge breakout, but if it loses this uptrend, it would come right down here to about 30 cents. That's the official uptrend. It's also a, you call it a falling channel setup, supposedly, or somewhat. So, a lot of optics here, a lot to pay attention to, but you'll see with XRP, XLM, XDC, they're very similar. So, it's either they're going to hold this uptrending consolidation, or we start to break down here a little bit. And for XLM, if it were to not be able to hold 41.2 cents, the next technical consolidation is down like a 27% drop. This is where the market could start to, let's just say it could show itself in a different light. But I'm not convinced that we're going to break down completely. I could see us coming back to the universal uptrends across the market. But as far as that goes, I want to see how this plays out. I show you the up and down, so we just have to pay very close attention this morning. So please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube does recommend this update. I would greatly appreciate it. If you're looking to trade the cryptocurrencies you hear me talk about, it's very simple. Go in the video description below and our pinned comments on my video, or go to my homepage, XRP Future Millionaire, click on the BITUNIX link, and then it'll pop this page up. BITUNIX, for me, is the lowest spot in leverage trading fees. The maker-taker fee is the smallest, especially from a leverage side if you're interested. But they also have XRP. They've got a bunch of different things on there. Hotcoin, I use for my IOTA. I use for my VELO. I use for my ESE. And now I use for my XDC. As of last night, or early AM, a few hours ago, they listed XDC on Hotcoin. So take advantage of that. You don't KYC or VPN if you don't want on that exchange. It's not a bank-to-bank. So there's an opportunity there. It's the only one outside of Uphold I've been able to find, and I've been begging them for 8 months to list it, and they finally did last night, so I was happy to see, or early AM it got listed. Crypto.com, they have the Visa debit card and a bunch of different cryptos that I own. PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, if you want to send a YouTube super chat, or Tom's Army, you can. But if you don't want to go that route, you can always do PayPal, Cash App, Venmo if you want to pay it forward. And other than that, have a blessed morning. I've got to go. I'm a little behind this morning. We'll catch up later, and I'll do a short sometime around noon. Have a blessed day, everybody.